Sometimes love isn't loud. Not everyone expresses care through long messages or dramatic words. Some people, especially many boys and young men, express love differently through actions, through protection, through presence. Society often teaches men to stay strong, to hide vulnerability, to never cry. So when he cares about you, he might not say the words, but his behavior reveals everything. Today, let's uncover the 7 silent ways he shows love, so you never miss the signs of a genuine heart again. When a man truly cares about you, one of the first and most powerful signs is how much he prioritizes your well-being. He may not say, "I love you," often or speak in poetic lines, but you'll see his heart in the way he quietly tries to make sure you're okay. Love, for many men, is a responsibility. It's protection. It's the desire to see you safe, comfortable, and at peace. So he notices when you're tired. He pays attention to when you seem overwhelmed. He will do the little things, like reminding you to drink water or making sure you got home safely. Not because he feels obligated, but because your comfort matters to him more than his pride or convenience. You'll see this kind of love in the moments when you least expect it. When you're stressed, he might offer help without making a big deal out of it. If you're walking together, he might naturally position himself closer to the traffic side of the road. If the weather is cold, he may give you his jacket without thinking twice. These gestures are small, but they are love translated into action. It's his heart speaking through protection. It's him saying, "Your safety is a part of my peace." Sometimes he'll show love in how he tries to solve your problems. Men are often taught that their value comes from being useful, from being someone you can rely on. So when he sees you hurting or stressed, his instinct is to help, to fix what's bothering you. Even if he doesn't know the perfect solution, he will try. And even if all he can offer is a listening ear, he will be there. Love isn't always about having the right words. Sometimes it's simply about not letting you face your battles alone. You'll also feel his care in the way he supports your physical and mental well-being. He pays attention to whether you're sleeping enough, whether you're eating on time, whether you're taking breaks when you should. He wants to see you healthy. He wants you to grow, shine, and feel proud of yourself. His encouragement isn't loud or showy. It's personal. It's him sending you a message before a big day, reminding you that he believes in you. It's him noticing when you're anxious and grounding you without saying much. When a man loves silently, his actions become the language of reassurance. And do not overlook the sacrifices he makes. When he loves you, he may give up things, time, habits, comfort, so he can be there for you. He might stay up late even when he's exhausted just to make sure you're okay. He might rearrange his schedule to spend time with you, or to help you when you need support. Those sacrifices are a direct window into what you mean to him. He wouldn't compromise anything for just anyone, but for you, he does. What makes this kind of love so meaningful is that it isn't forced. He does these things naturally without expecting praise or attention. These gestures come from a place of genuine care, not performance. He doesn't need everyone to know how much he does for you. He just wants you to be all right. So look closely. Love isn't always expressed with grand speeches or romantic lines. Often, it's reflected in the moments where he protects you without you asking. In the way he notices your needs before you even mention them. In the way he quietly tries to make your life a little easier, a little safer, a little happier. Because when he truly cares, your well-being becomes a priority he carries in his heart. Every single day, silently but sincerely. One of the most subtle yet powerful ways a man shows love, without speaking it, is through the way he remembers the little things about you. Not just the obvious details, like your favorite color or your birthday, but the tiny moments, the quick comments, the small preferences you didn't even realize you revealed. When a man cares, his attention sharpens. He listens not just to respond, but to understand, to memorize, to store pieces of you in his heart. Your happiness matters to him, so every detail that brings joy to your life becomes important in his world. Maybe you mentioned once that you love a certain snack, and the next time he sees it, he brings it to you without saying anything. Maybe you told him months ago about a childhood dream or something that scares you, and when the right moment comes, he remembers and supports you based on that memory. It is in these moments that silent love becomes undeniable. Anyone can remember grand milestones, but someone who truly cares remembers the little details, because they're paying attention even when you think they're not. These memories are like invisible threads connecting his heart to yours. Each time you share something personal, a favorite song, a movie that makes you emotional, a place that feels like home. He stores it like a treasure. He notices how you take your tea or coffee, how you react when you're nervous, the way your mood changes when someone hurts you. He remembers your laugh. He remembers your silence. He remembers the sparkle in your eyes when you talk about the things you love. Even your routines and habits become meaningful to him, because they are a part of who you are. For many men, showing love isn't about endless compliments or poetic words. It's about remembering, because remembering shows he values you enough to keep parts of you with him. And what he remembers, he uses to make you feel seen. He might play a song you once said you loved, or show up with something that reminds him of you. He may notice when something feels off with you, even if you insist you're fine, because he's memorized the way you normally speak and act. That is emotional awareness, born from love. There's also a layer of vulnerability here. When a man remembers things about you, he is letting you know that you matter. He is allowing you to have an influence on him. Even if he stays quiet, he is constantly collecting pieces of you, because your presence has become a part of how he sees the world. And that kind of memory isn't forced. It's instinctual. It's proof that his heart is paying attention even when his mouth doesn't say the words. It's also important to understand that remembering your details is his way of showing that he cares long term. He's not just listening for the moment. He remembers because he plans on being around. The future becomes a little less scary when he can imagine you in it. So he keeps track of what matters to you, because he wants to be someone who brings more joy, more peace, and more comfort into your life. Sometimes, you may underestimate the power of these small gestures. You might think it's just coincidence that he knew what you needed before you asked. But for him, it's deliberate. Every, "I remembered because I know you," might as well be an, "I love you," spoken silently. He doesn't need applause or recognition. It's enough for him to see your smile, because in those little memories, his affection becomes real. Pay attention to the man who never forgets what makes you feel loved. His silence may not say much, but his memory says everything. Love is not only about saying, "I'm here for you." It's about proving it. And one of the clearest silent signs of his love is how he consistently shows up for you. Not in the loud or dramatic moments where everyone is watching, but in the quiet battles, in the vulnerable spaces of your life where you feel unsure, unsteady, or alone. When a man cares deeply, he chooses to be present. He chooses to stand by your side even when it's inconvenient, even when he's tired, even when he has 1,000 other things to do. His loyalty becomes the language of his heart. It's easy for anybody to be there when life is simple, when you're smiling and everything is falling into place. But the real test is during your difficult days. The moments when you feel overwhelmed or frustrated, when you're fighting private battles that no one else can see. If he is there, checking on you, asking if you're okay, and offering support even when you push people away, that presence is proof of love. He doesn't want you to face your storms alone. He wants to be the umbrella when the world feels too heavy. Sometimes he might not know the perfect thing to say. Sometimes he won't have the answers or solutions you're searching for. But he will sit beside you anyway. He will listen. He will hold the weight of your emotions without judgment. He will encourage you to breathe, to keep going, to believe in yourself again. When he stays, even in your rough moments, it's because he sees your worth beyond the chaos. He sees the person you are, and the person you're becoming, and he wants to support that growth. Showing up isn't only emotional, it's also practical. It could mean attending your events, cheering you on, helping you with tasks you're struggling with, or simply being physically present when you don't want to be alone. If you call or text needing something, and he comes through, that's his heart choosing you. Not everyone puts effort into others. Effort is a decision. A man who shows up for you has already decided that your happiness, your comfort, and your life matter to him. There will be times when you distance yourself because you feel overwhelmed or insecure. Even then, he won't walk away easily. He'll give you space if you need it, but not abandonment. He'll check in, reminding you that he's still there, that you still matter. It's a quiet devotion, not possessive, not demanding, just gentle presence that says, "You can rely on me." This kind of love is rare because it's rooted in consistency. Anyone can appear once, but a loving man appears again and again, proving that his care isn't temporary or conditional. He doesn't show up only when it's romantic or fun. He shows up even when there's nothing in it for him. That's how you know his intentions are pure. When a man keeps choosing you through every season, your highs and lows, your confidence and your doubt, your laughter and your silence. That is love disguised as commitment. He may not say it out loud. He may not share big romantic speeches, but he invests himself into your life. He shows up because you're important to him, because your existence adds meaning to his days, because he wants to be someone you can depend on. So notice who stands beside you when things get hard. Notice who supports you when you're not shining. Notice who stays long after others leave. His consistency is the message. I care. I'm here. And I'm not leaving. Love isn't always expressed in deep conversations or bold declarations. Sometimes it is shown in the simple intention behind every effort he makes to lighten your load. When a man loves silently, one of his strongest instincts is to make your life easier in any way he can. He pays attention to what stresses you, what bothers you, what drains your energy, and without announcing it, he steps in to help. Not because he thinks you can't handle things, but because he cares enough to want you to breathe more easily. Whether it's fixing something that's broken, helping you with tasks, or taking initiative when you feel overwhelmed, his efforts are his love. He doesn't look for applause or recognition. He doesn't need you to praise him for being helpful. What he wants is simpler to see you comforted, safe, and less burdened by the world. You might notice he handles the small annoyances, replacing something before you even realize it's missing, solving problems you didn't want to deal with, or organizing something that was stressing you out. These actions may seem simple, but they're deeply meaningful. Every time he reduces even one moment of discomfort for you, it is his heart saying, "Your peace matters to me." Many men express love through action because it's how they've been taught to show care. They may not feel comfortable with emotional vulnerability, but helping you, that's something they can do confidently. He will take care of things behind the scenes, watching closely for where he can make things better for you. Whether it's carrying something heavy so you don't strain yourself, or stepping in when you're exhausted so you can rest, love pushes him to become more responsible, not just for himself but for you. If he knows you're going through a challenging time, he'll try to remove obstacles from your path. If he notices you're anxious, he'll offer solutions or calmness. His love isn't passive, it's action-oriented. He invests energy into making sure you feel supported and valued. Effort is a powerful love language. Not everyone gives it, and not every man will take on the emotional and practical responsibilities that come with caring deeply for someone. But he does. Why? Because seeing you struggle hurts him. Because making life easier for you feels like the most natural expression of his affection. Because he wants you to feel protected, not from fear or danger alone, but from the everyday stress that wears you down. You might even notice that he does things you never asked for, simply because he thought it might make you smile or feel more relaxed. He pays attention, he anticipates, he adapts. His desire to help is his devotion in action. And if he sacrifices his own comfort, whether that means waking up early, staying late, or adjusting his plans, that is love in its purest form. And here's the beautiful truth: effort doesn't lie. Someone can say they love you 1,000 times, but if their actions don't show it, the words lose meaning. But when a man chooses to put in the work, consistently, willingly, quietly, that's where you find authenticity. So look closely at the ways he supports you without needing validation. See the times he tries to make your path a little smoother. Notice how he chooses to help, even when it requires time, strength, or patience from him. That is his heart speaking. That is love in motion. And sometimes the greatest proof of love is in the things he does that you never had to ask for. Because real care is never forced, it is freely given. When a man truly cares, opening up doesn't happen instantly. He might appear strong, calm, or even emotionally distant on the surface. Not because he doesn't feel deeply, but because he's been taught not to show vulnerability. Many men grew up hearing messages like, "Real men don't cry," or "Don't show weakness." So when he begins to share his inner world with you, his fears, his dreams, his insecurities, it means he trusts you with a part of himself he usually hides from everyone else. That is love in one of its bravest forms. He may struggle to find the right words. He might hesitate before revealing anything personal. But if he chooses to let you into his private thoughts, that decision is not small. It comes from a place of comfort, a feeling that you are someone safe, a person who won't judge him, someone who sees the human behind the strength he tries so hard to show. Sometimes his vulnerability will show up in quiet ways. Maybe he admits he had a tough day. Maybe he tells you about something that has been weighing on his mind. or he reveals a fear he normally hides from the world. Even if his voice shakes or his words come slowly, he opens up because he wants you to understand him. The real him, not just the version everyone else sees. You'll notice that he doesn't do this with just anyone. He may laugh and talk casually with many people, but when it comes to his heart, he becomes careful, selective. So if he chooses you to share his worries, his mistakes, his past, his goals, that is a sign that he sees you as a partner in his emotional journey. You are not just someone he enjoys spending time with, you are someone he feels connected to at a deeper level. Opening up also means he cares about how you see him. He wants you to know his intentions. His silence isn't emptiness, it's protection, patience, and hope. When he shows his softer side, he is showing that your opinion matters, that your presence gives him the courage to be honest about his feelings and experiences. He is letting you see the boy inside the man, the part of him that still needs reassurance, love, and acceptance. You might also notice that he tries to express emotions in ways that aren't always verbal. A long pause before he speaks. A sigh that reveals he's been carrying too much. A look in his eyes that tells a story words can't fully describe. These subtle gestures are pieces of truth. They show how much he wants to feel understood by you. Vulnerability is a risk. He knows that by opening up, he could get hurt, he could be misunderstood, he could be rejected. But he chooses to try anyway, because you make him feel like his emotions have a safe home. He may not say, "I love you," loudly or dramatically, but trust is his love language. Every personal story he shares, every honest confession he makes, that is him saying, "I care enough to let you see my soul." So when he lets his guard down, be gentle. Notice the courage in his honesty. Recognize that what he shares with you, he doesn't share with the world. Because real love doesn't just hold your hand when things are easy. It holds your heart, even when the feelings are fragile. And a man who opens up to you is showing the most silent, but powerful truth of all. He feels safe in your love. And that safety means everything to him. There is a kind of love that doesn't seek attention, applause, or credit. A love that protects quietly. When a man truly cares about you, he won't just stand by your side when the world treats you well. He will also defend you when you're not there to defend yourself. His loyalty shows not only in what he says to you, but in what he says about you when you're absent. Imagine someone speaking harshly about you, doubting your intentions, or trying to make you look small. A man who loves you will not sit silently. He steps in, maybe confidently, maybe calmly, but always firmly, because to him your reputation and dignity matter. He wants others to see the person he sees, someone worthy of respect. Even when he doesn't show emotion openly, he feels protective when you're being judged unfairly. This protection isn't about control or possessiveness. It's about honor. He cares about your name, your character, your feelings. He defends you because he knows your truth. He knows the goodness of your heart. He knows your intentions and the purity behind your actions. And he refuses to let false assumptions poison the way others speak about you. He also protects your emotions. He pays attention to what might hurt you, gossip, misunderstandings, or toxic people, and he shields you from negativity as much as he can. He doesn't want you to carry pain that doesn't belong to you. His love creates a quiet armor around your heart. Sometimes, his loyalty is revealed in subtle choices. He distances himself from people who disrespect you. He doesn't entertain conversations that try to belittle you. He avoids situations that could make you uncomfortable or insecure. He stands for you, even when there's no reward for doing so. Because loyalty is not a performance, it's a commitment. He also prefers to resolve conflicts privately rather than making a scene. If someone tries to create drama involving you, he stays calm, protects your peace, and guides the situation toward fairness. He refuses to let outsiders have power over your happiness. He knows that love thrives in trust, not in chaos, and his loyalty doesn't disappear when you make mistakes. He will hold you accountable if needed, but he will never allow anyone to shame you or attack your character unfairly. To him, love means giving grace, support, and defense, especially when you are vulnerable. He not only protects you from others, he protects your relationship as well. He doesn't talk negatively about you to his friends. He doesn't share your private moments or secrets to impress people. He guards the trust between you like something sacred. He understands that once trust is broken, it's hard to rebuild, so he treats your bond with respect and responsibility. Even when you're unaware of what's happening behind the curtain of conversations and social situations, he is standing guard. It could be as simple as correcting someone who misinterprets your behavior, or as serious as challenging someone who tries to harm your image. Regardless of the scale, his message remains the same: you are not alone. This kind of loyalty is not loud, but it is powerful. It shows that he thinks about you when you're not around. It proves that his care doesn't vanish when you're out of sight. It reveals that his love is not conditional on convenience. So pay attention to the man who protects your name in rooms you have never walked into. The one who stands up for you without needing praise. The one who values your honor just as he values your presence. That is not just affection, it is devotion. And devotion, when quiet, is one of the most genuine forms of love there is. A man can say a lot without ever opening his mouth. You can feel his love in the simple way his eyes soften when they land on you, in the way his presence seems to calm the noise around you, in the silent peace that fills the space when the two of you are together. When a man truly loves, there is a deep, quiet admiration that pours out through his actions, his expressions, and his attention. This isn't just about attraction, it's about appreciation. He cherishes you for who you are, not just how you look or what you can offer. It's in the way he observes you when you're not trying to impress anyone, when you're just being yourself. He notices the way you laugh, the way you connect with others, the way you chase your dreams. He sees beauty in the traits you think are ordinary. To him, every detail is a reason to care more. He may not always say the words out loud, but his eyes deliver the message. I'm proud of you. I'm amazed by you. I'm here for you. There is a comfort in his presence that no words could ever replace. The world might feel overwhelming, but when he's beside you, everything feels lighter. He listens, not just to your words, but to the emotions behind them. Even in silence, he senses when something is off. He can tell when you're forcing a smile or hiding a worry. That awareness comes from the heart, because you matter deeply to him. Sometimes, his admiration shows in how he looks at you during moments you don't notice. While you're talking passionately about something you love, while you're lost in thought, or even while you're doing something completely normal, he sees a version of you that you might be too humble to see yourself. Where you see flaws, he sees strength. Where you see doubt, he sees potential. This silent appreciation also shows in the respect he gives you. He values your opinions, honors your boundaries, and includes you in decisions. He doesn't try to change you. Instead, he celebrates your individuality. When you speak, he listens. When you share your ideas or dreams, he encourages them. When you shine, he smiles, because your success feels like his success too. And then there are those subtle touches, the ones that feel gentle but meaningful. A hand placed on your back for reassurance. A light squeeze of your hand to say, I'm here. A hug that lasts a little longer on days you need comfort. Every touch is a quiet prayer that life treats you kindly. He also admires your growth. He sees how much you've overcome, even when you downplay it. He recognizes the strength in your softness, the courage in your vulnerability. He knows you deserve to be loved wholeheartedly, so he does his best, even if he isn't outspoken about it. Real admiration doesn't shout. It speaks softly through consistency, care, curiosity, and presence. Through the effort he puts into understanding you, your personality, your passions, your triggers, your dreams. Through the way he pays attention, not because he has to, but because he wants to. So if his love feels quiet, don't assume it's weak. Often, the loudest love is the one that doesn't need to perform. It simply exists, strong and steady. You feel it in the way he looks at you, stands by you, and chooses you silently, every single day. His admiration is his promise. I see you. I appreciate you. I love you. Even when I don't say it out loud.